Alright guys, we are back with our second game of this evening. V.Beast are going up against Kings Row. Let me just change the score there because we are in only our first game of the series. We watched V.Beast go to a pretty decisive victory over Havoc Black in the previous game, but this time round they are up against opponents who they faced before and lost against before. Kings Row came out ahead last week and took the whole tournament. This is going to be a much tougher proposition for V.Beast to do the same thing this time round. So we've got V.Beast on the red team and Kings Row on the blue. We're seeing another brawl breaking out. Who's going to secure? It's going to be the Darren who takes the first one. I think we might be about to see kills traded back and forth. As we see Jace being killed, and they trade one kill back as well. Jace, of course, the big carry from last game on the Raven. Not this time round. Cat goes down so low. And let's get those team names switched around so it's not as confusing. On the top of the screen. That should be sorted. Let me just check this case. There we go. Okay, so much as the previous game, it's going to be a best of 3 series. We'll see what the teams are able to do this time. Both teams looking to bring Roland, which didn't work out so well for Havoc Black in their first game of this evening. But we'll see. I mean, both teams certainly seem to have a pretty strong impression. They can make the most of it. The engage is going to break out, but I think they're going to be able to walk away from this one. There's still a little bit of time left on that health pack, but it does mean that Kings Row have been able to secure the center and, of course, access to all of those tasty power-ups. Farming out the jungle. Kings Row looking pretty strong right now. They've got a lot of levels on Dream right now on that Roland. But the Cull, thus far, Dong only just hitting his second level. So, for the time being, V.Beast do have a small advantage in that particular fashion. We'll see if we can find where the fights are going to be breaking out, though. Roland on Roland action, Cull on Cull. These teams bringing very, I would say very similar, exactly the same lineups to the table. As we see another relic being taken, but this time it's Kang who's going to secure it. Dream goes down very, very low, and even with the level advantage, they didn't come out ahead on that one. And was, despite the fact that V.Beast have lost against these guys before, do not seem to be at all afraid to get stuck in and start those fights. As they, as a team, going to take away that golem, a big chunk of money, and of course that golem buff. We'll see if any further fighting breaks out, because it seems to be almost the case all the time with both teams having that cull. Those absolutely massive multi-person knockups are going to be the huge difference makers in the game. We are seeing, though, V.Beast, which I'm hoping I'm roughly getting right as far as I'm saying it, heading onto the opposing side of the jungle, does have a level advantage over his fellow Darren, and it's going to try and take advantage of that to get a chunk of damage through. Those auto attacks, when ranged, do a lot as well. There's the shield coming out for both parties, but oh my gosh, V.Beast takes the second kill. But this fighting is still going on. A creep took out a member of Kings Row, which is a little bit surprising. But certainly these jungle creeps can be pretty ferocious. Still, 2 kills apiece so far. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard. And that's right, yes. It's a little bit misleading because one of those kills was to jungle creeps. So we'll have to bear that in mind for the rest of the game. That V.Beast, though they did get the, it still counts as far as the game winning goes. That's not any real extra gold onto V.Beast's side, so they are still a little bit behind. Okay, another quick look back here. So it's Darren for Kings Row and Kang so far who've managed to secure the early lead down in the bottom side. Jace not on the Raven from the previous game, in which he was so successful Interesting to see both teams going for the same strategy here. Makes me wonder which character got, which legend got banned out to prompt both these teams to go down this route. But we'll get a real test of skill here. We'll see if it's going to repeat of the last week. Kings Row certainly coming into this one with a lot of momentum, having specifically beaten these guys out before. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be a little while before another relic does emerge from hiding. Both teams chewing away at their jungle camps, trying to get that little bit of extra gold, which can push them over into a significant item purchase. But Kings Row have moved in. They're making inroads on this Tiger. This could be where the fight breaks out. Jace gets taken. There's a triple knockup, and they're chewing through so much damage. A really nice fight from Kings Row. The first one to drop the cull allowed them to get through so much damage and eliminate a member of V.Beast before they were really able to respond. Being able to fight on their terms, so important. Again, Kings Row have this positioning on the middle ground. We'll keep an eye on their cull and see if his ultimate's going to be up. Nope, not going to be up for absolutely ages. But there is going to be another small skirmish breaking out. They've made, because of the bottom tower dropping in favour of Kings Row, they've got a lot more manoeuvrability on the map as before. But this time, whereas in the previous game V.Beast managed to take advantage of that to push themselves further, this time it's Kings Row who've got that small advantage. They've got the kills. They're going to have that gold advantage as well. We'll see what they do with it. Let's pop back and see what V.Beast are doing. Looks like they're just coming back to the lanes. But yeah, it's so dangerous for them right now. With the ability for Jace on that Darren to get flanked around without the tower to seek shelter, they'll have to be very, very careful to not take a further disadvantage. But still, 6 and 10 in, we've seen a remarkably low number of kills this game, speaking to how carefully these teams are taking everything. But when the fights have been happening, they've been happening explosively, and we're seeing mass teleport usage and these huge, huge ultimates coming out from the culls, which I have to imagine are going to be the big deciding factors. But what's going on with that Darren? I thought for a second he might be getting caught. He's going to try and get back. Can he get it in time? He just manages it very much on the wrong side of the map. If he gotten caught there, that could have been the 4th kill of the game for Kings Row. But at least this time round, he's going to get away with it. Don't know quite what he was doing there. Maybe he was running away from his lane opponent, who certainly is pretty strong. I mean, look at the level 11, which is completely bonkers. He's taking his relics. He's not going to get another regen, but I mean, that's a huge advantage. Certainly, the opposing Darren has level 10, but given the fact that Darren at 4, Kings Row has all of their kills so far, he's going to be a complete mess. And him being that extra level means he's going to be able to really apply that very effectively as he again chases down his opposing Darren. There's no tower, of course, to pressure down, so we might well be seeing him either trying to lap round and catch the other Darren off guard, or maybe push through to the top. So far, they seem to be content to just wait out, look for an advantage, see if they can catch V.Beast unawares. Certainly there's no vision, until that moment, at least, of Kings Row for V.Beast. So they, I think, have to be waiting for the big play that's just about to happen. And there it is. We go in with the big rolling ultimates being traded back and forth. But Kyson has to try and get away on his tower. He's going to get the heal. No, he's not going to be able to survive. Dream makes it happen. And another kill goes across there, Darren. But Jace does pick up a return kill. Not, sadly, on his opposing Darren, which would be pretty nice, but still better than nothing at this point. As we come up to 8.5 minutes, they have at least managed to keep things relatively safe. But we've got the Darren on Darren action about to break out. They can't really get any pressure on these turrets. Always having the waves being cleared out way too fast to really get anything of use out of them. We'll see what happens next. Let's see. More or less the same as before. both teams looking to maintain position. I think we're going to see another relic being taken away. But King's Row really have all they want to take away from the jungle. We're seeing a little bit of clipping coming out, but it doesn't look like V.Beast really want to have anything to do with King's Row right now, as they lose their Tiger, and the Fire Giant being there is a reminder that they can't, if they don't put any pressure on a King's Row, they will eventually take that away and make these team fights almost impossible for V.Beast to win. With the Resurrection, and probably is going to be put back on this Darren, since he's such a big factor for King's Row. And he's going to be pretty hard to take down as well. Has built semi-defensively, but certainly a lot of offensive items as well. They're going to be able to protect their investment, and they're giving a lot of the farm as well across the Darren, who's going to War Demon form. Is going to try and push down that tower. If this is going to be a time for a fight, but it's the fight for King's Row. They take 2 kills and the tower. I think we could be looking at the end of the game here. It's getting torn down. The barracks goes down as well. No response at all from V.Beast. Well, I say that, of course, and immediately I'm proven wrong. Jace is pushing in the bottom side, trying to put down some damage on that dog, but he's going to get a little bit of help from his friends, who's going to push Jace away. They did manage to at least get a tower for their troubles, but the 2 members of V.Beast were not able to stand up at all to the power of King's Row, who just press through, force that fight to happen. Even with the same tools at their disposal, the lead that King's Row have gotten so far has proven vital, as they've been able to win out these fights pretty darn comfortably. Still, another relic coming up in a few moments. We'll see if it's going to be contested. I don't think so. Let's try and find who's actually going to be taking it. I think it's going to be Kang on this Roland. He does get that extra bit of power, but it's going to be a 2v2 fight breaking out. Both ultimates being brought down. Kang is so low. The nice teleport across the wall. Kang does secure the kill, but he's going to be traded back. Surely he's stunned up for a real long time. And the Cull has to run away. Another Darren on Darren fight, but Jace coming off the worst. The dodge could be crucial. The stun comes out, but not quite in time to save his teammate. And this Darren for King's Row, able to do so much work. Already 6 kills on this belt. Not quite 100% kill participation, but has been a vital force for them in this match. Certainly has been, as we saw for V.Beast, getting at that pressure down, pushing through those turrets is so big. The only structures left standing in the whole game, of course, for V.Beast at this point, being 1 barracks and their base itself. They're going to have the super minions pouring in the top, but we're going to see more sneakiness from the Darren. He's going to be coming in, trying to take away the barracks. What kind of reaction are we going to see here? Basically nothing at all. Of course, V.Beast Darren doesn't want to try and take a 1-on-1 fight, but at this point, they've given up pretty much the whole jungle and the lanes. Surely Fire Giant's next on the card for King's Row, and they are going to get that one started up. Once that's taken, that will be the final nail in the coffin for V.Beast's chances in this game. Of course, as I say this, they do actually back off. It looks like we might be seeing a fight starting. Jace is putting a lot of damage through Dream. They take the kill. Wow, this is massive for them. Darren comes in, but he's a little too late to the party. He's getting chunked out. Not really able to do very much at all. Dong has to fall back as well, but here comes Roland. For a second there, I thought he might try and follow up further. But still, this is pretty massive for V.Beast. Actually able to take a kill. But we see the counter-aggression coming back out. It's 2v3, but they're still taking a lot of damage through. We'll pop across and see what's going on with that Darren. He's going down pretty low, but is it low enough? Kills Jace is the one to take the kill on that Darren. It's a Darren versus Darren, but the wall form is still there. And Vu Trunkau is able to take the kill. A double kill even. 8 kills already in this game. And what seemed like a bright... the light at the end of the tunnel for V.Beast was, as expected, an oncoming train, to overuse that particular turn of phrase. Still, a huge amount of gold in this Darren's pocket. He's going to crest that 5,000 gold mark. We'll see what he picks up next. But that is the threshold to allow him to get the next stage of his items. We'll see what it is. Not immediately obvious. But certainly a big item pickup of some kind or other, and he's able to just solo out that fire giant. It's going down pretty darn fast. Will we see any kind of reaction at all? Nope, we will not. There's nothing at all they can do about this. They don't want to get involved in a fight, and by doing so, they may have signed their own death warrants, as now they not only have to face down a incredibly powerful Darren, they have to kill him twice. Even only being 4 kills behind is a little deceptive in this game for V.Beast. They are massively far behind. They've got nothing left in their base apart from the base itself. This could well be the last fight breaking out. Roland getting down the road, and there's the triple knockup coming in. They have deleted them in record time. King's Row with some bad manners coming out there. The double kill going across the Roland, but they've wiped them out. It's going to be long death time as this base is going to be down way before they're able to come back up again. First game taken comfortably by King's Row. MVP, Vu Trung Hao, certainly well earned in that game. He got a crazy amount of kills and was an absolute monster. Not necessarily the one you'd be expecting to get all of the kills in the game, but I mean, what do I know? He's got the 903. He was an absolute menace in that game. Didn't feel like V.Beast were really able to get very much started very much at all. But we'll see what happens in the second game of this series. Certainly, it's looking a lot like we were going to see a repeat of the previous week with King's Row being winning out on their series, but we've got still 1 or potentially 2 more games for V.Beast to come back and try and change their fortunes, try and take down the current, or at least the last week's winners. I was going to say reigning champions, but we'll see what happens. King's Row had an amazing first game. We'll see if they end up changing that strategy at all for the second time round. Certainly, not too much to complain about for V.Beast. I mean, they had exactly the same legends. Just, for whatever reason, just didn't work out. I think those big Cull ultimates just not quite going the way they wanted to. Those triple knockups, so massive. I'm sure we're going to see more of that in the second game round. But we'll take a quick break for the moment, and we'll be back with you guys as soon as possible.